Alright, it's Dash the True Inferno. Going straight into it, this is Trey Marks' Path to Destiny junior year, and we start off the season ranked 8th. Look who ranked number 1 and number 3, Wisconsin and Michigan State. More on that later, I guess. And then check this out. I'm starting off the season as the leading Heisman candidate. Last year I started off the season the third leading Heisman candidate, actually. This year I'm starting off the first leading Heisman candidate. Let's check out who's our starting quarterback going to be. Kyle Williams, the sophomore. Okay. Overall's at an 83. He got some speed, 88, so he could be one of those mobile quarterbacks. But as he did practice with him, and, he seems like he's more in the pocket. I mean, we'll see. Decent accuracy as well. But check out our schedule. We got a bye week the first week, and then we got a week college, and then we got another bye week. Follow that is on the road against LSU. On the road against Notre Dame. 2 weeks later, on the road against Nebraska. A week later, at home against Michigan State. A week later, on the road against Wisconsin. 2 weeks later, at home against Northwestern. 2 weeks after that, on the road against Ohio State, rather. This is going to be a tough schedule. So let's get towards the game, and we're going to do something different this time. I'm not going to commentate on the game because we just killed these chumps, man. I scored like 6 touchdowns and all that stuff. They took me out in the second quarter. That's how easy we killed them. But I want to talk about the NBA playoffs because they start later today at 3 o'clock, 3:30, something around that range. And there's a couple of series I'm looking forward to, and I'm going to give my predictions as well. The first one is Miami against Boston. Obviously, Miami going to win that one. Even though, not Miami against Boston, Miami against Milwaukee, excuse me. Even though Milwaukee gave them some problems here and there, but I got Miami in 5. The next match is the 2-7 series. That's the one I'm going to be looking forward to. That one is New York against Boston because we're having a year with Kevin Garnett and Carmelo Anthony. That one I think will go to 6, but I think the Knicks will win that one. Next up, we got the 3 versus 6 matchup, which will be the Indiana Pacers against the Atlanta Hawks. I think that one's going to go to 5 because I don't know what the Hawks are doing, but I do know a little bit about the Pacers. So I got the Pacers winning that one in 5. In the 4 or 5 matchup, that one will go to 7. The Nets, the 4 seed against the 5th seed Bulls. Bulls, they're going to be climbing on teams because, they like down and dirty, they physical and things of that nature. The Nets are slightly more finesse, but they can play that style as well. You can't go wrong with picking either team, but I'm going to go with the Nets in 7. I think the Nets will somehow manage to get to 7. Alright, Eastern Conference semis, rather. The Nets against the Heat. If the Heat were to face the Bulls, this would be a tougher series for the Heat, but since they got the Nets, I can see them winning this one in 6 games, the Heat. And then it would be New York against the Pacers. That's going to go down to 7, but I think it's going to be too much Carmelo for the Pacers to overcome. And then the 1 versus 2 matchup, the Heat against the Knicks. I like the Heat in 6 in that one. Now let's go over to the rest, and the rest is going to be really good. Number 1 versus number 8 is going to be OKC against Houston, and really that's no contest there. That's OKC. I'm going to actually pick them in 4. I think we're going to get a sweep there. The number 2-7 matchup, that's the one right there because Ginobili's injured. He's not playing. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Tony Parker's injured. He's going to play, but they say he hasn't been the same since the injury. And even though Kobe's going to miss the entire playoffs, the Lakers have been playing pretty good lately. I see that going to 7 games. You can't go wrong with either the pick, but I'm picking the Spurs because they have home field advantage. The 3 versus 6 matchup going to be interesting as well. High power offenses here. Denver, the number 3 seed against the Golden State Warriors. I see that one going up to 6 games. I'm going with Denver. And then the 4 or 5 matchup, which will feature the Clippers and the Grizzlies. And they met last year. And there's some issues within the Clippers organization. DeAndre Jordan, Chris Paul, and Blake Griffin, and their coach. And that's not a good ingredient, especially against the Memphis Grizzlies squad. I'm actually picked the Grizzlies in 6. So those are my predictions in the first round. Second round, the rest, it will be OKC against the Grizzlies. That one going up to 6 games, but I got OKC there. And then the 2 versus 3 matchup, I'm going to go with the Spurs and 7 right there. Because at that point, it should be like Ginobili and Parker. They should be getting back up to form. And then the 1 versus 2 matchup, Thunder with home field advantage this time. No James Harden. I want to pick the Spurs here, but I'm going to go with OKC. And I don't like rematches when it comes to the NBA Finals, but if the Spurs had home field advantage this year, they was more healthy, I would have picked them again, just like I picked them last year to go to the Finals. Actually, I picked the Spurs to win it all last year. But because they're coming into the postseason not healthy, and they don't have home field advantage throughout the Western Conference, I might have to go with OKC to set up the rematch between them and Miami. And in the rematch, I got Miami in 6. You know, James Harden, I think, would have been a huge difference maker for OKC, but without him, yes, I know they got Kevin Martin who can score, but James Harden, he was a much better player off the bench than James Martin. I mean, not James Martin, Kevin Martin rather. So those are my NBA predictions. I got the Heat repeating in 6 games, and that's pretty much that. As you can see, it's the second quarter. Getting back to this gameplay, it's 42-7. We're going to get some FCS school or college or whatever. And look at this. From my defender, pass to 10, touchdown Trey Marks. I mean, going into this game, I would think to myself, man, I'm about to break a whole bunch of records. Y'all saw me break a lot of records when we played against Alabama in the Outback Bowl. I'm going to break even more records in this game. But no, it didn't happen because they subbed me out of this game. Matter of fact, right here, this drive, this sequence right here, there's like 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in the first half. I bumped my defender, barely, but I got it. Caught the rock, sent it to jump, touchdown Trey Marks again. After that, they pulled me out the game. I crap you not. I was like, wow, I can't believe they actually did that. But yep, they pulled me out the game. As you see this beautiful catch by Trey Marks, followed by the center to jump! In the pose, that's what I'm talking about. Coach loved that. And then look at that, like they just pulled me out. I didn't even play the second half, and we won like 83-7 or something along those lines. You'll see my stats in a minute as far as what I did in this game. But yeah, there you can see it, 83-7. So. And here's the play of the game. Now, if you see, I've got supply blocking right there. I supplied the blocking for our running back to score. That was in the first quarter. So I was just going off for all cylinders. Look at those fans rocking my jersey. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And you know, show this good sportsmanship and all that jazz. And then of course, you know, the other team up here upset and stuff. All boo-hoo and nonsense. Look at that. 8 catches for 348 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, all but 2 catches, I scored a touchdown. How crazy is that? And after my 6th touchdown, I got pulled out the game. Let's look at some highlights. Caught the rock. Look at that. Split the defense, and I'm gone. My stats have improved. I'm now at an overall 99, by the way. You know, all that practice, you know, getting my stuff up really helps. So it's going to be really interesting to see how well we do this year, especially since we have to deal with LSU, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. All of them are highly ranked. Don't forget about Northwestern, who is ranked, Ohio State, who is ranked, you know, Notre Dame, Iowa. We have a tough schedule this year. But my main concern is winning the Heisman. If we win the Big Ten title again, great. If we win the national championship again, fantastic. But I want the Heisman. I was robbed last year. That's not happening this year. Peace out, y'all. Enjoy the playoffs.
Productions. Tolkien Productions.